Author's note: this video is my review of Peter Pan 1953, based on Peter and Wendy by J.M. Barrie, directed by Clyde Geronimi, Wilfred Jackson, and Hamilton Lusk, published by Walt Disney Pictures and RKO Radio, starring the voices of Bobby Driscoll, Catherine Beaumont, Paul Collins, Tommy Lusk, Bill Thompson, and Hans Conried as Captain Hook. Rated G.
There it is, Wendy. Second star to the right and straight on till morning. Just a little bit of pixie dust.
In 1953, after almost 2 decades of delays, Walt Disney finally brought Peter Pan to the big screen, capturing the imaginations of kids across the nation. In this story, Peter Pan invites Wendy, John, and Michael to a magical place known as Neverland, where he faces down his arch-nemesis, Captain Hook.
Oh, Peter, it's just as I've always dreamed it would be.
There are 2 positives that make this film shine, and I'm not talking about the animation or the backgrounds. That's way too obvious. The first positive that makes this film fun is the focus on Wendy Darling. It felt like this film is more centered on her as the main protagonist as she goes through a coming-of-age story. She shows a more childish side at the beginning and begins to mature as the story goes on. The strongest part is the Your Mother and Mine song, showcasing how far she came since the story started. Special nod goes to her actress Catherine Beaumont for a strong performance.
Peter Pan.
The other positive is rather obvious: Peter Pan versus Captain Hook. A lot of you came just to see the young naive boy give that old codfish a good butt kicking, or sticking Tick-Tock the crocodile on him. It felt like this movie was made to give Captain Hook rounds of humiliation, despite him being a competent villain at times. And if anything, Hans Conried must have really enjoyed his role as Captain Hook. And believe it or not, he doubles as the voice of Wendy's father, George Darling.
Her bell. Take.
Outside of Captain Hook and the crocodile, there was another enjoyable character, Tinker Bell. She shows off signs of jealousy towards Wendy Darling, fearing that Peter Pan will go for Wendy over her. She's also a bit of a hothead, but it's her own story arc that also holds well with the overall narrative, with her realizing the error of her ways, and of course becoming an icon for Disney. And fun fact, her live-action model was actress Margaret Kelly.
Big Chief Flying Eagle greets his brave.
I think we all know what my criticism towards the film is: the portrayal of the Native Americans, or what they refer to as Indians. And it's not just because of those awful stereotypes, but it's also a shame that these characters did not get a chance to fight the pirates. In fact, if I was doing my own take on these characters for Peter Pan, I would have made them more as honorable warriors, and even have them join the Lost Boys in fighting the pirates. Even give Tiger Lily a chance to aid Peter in combat. That would have been a better use for the Native Americans, and it would be a lot more fun.
I'll get you for this, Pan.
But all criticism aside, Peter Pan's still a fun film. There are some highs and lows, and there are some fun songs and fun moments. Heck, if anything, this is one film I don't mind getting a modern live-action treatment, especially if it means correcting the one criticism that prevents this film from being all-out great. Disney, if you're hearing this, please do a live-action remake of Peter Pan, okay? And correct that mistake I mentioned.
I'm a godfish!